Today we'll be discussing the two major points of the Star Wars Celebration Day, Rise of Skywalker and Jedi the Fallen Order.
So grab yourself a taco, pull up a chair, we'll discuss it. Welcome everybody to Tex-Mex Nerd Feed.
I'm Tex.
And I'm Mex.
And today we're going to be discussing the Rise of Skywalker and Jedi the Fallen Order.
We're going to be discussing these in a linear fashion. We're not going to be jumping back and forth. So the first part is going to be the Rise of Skywalker, the new trailer for Episode 9 that we got over the weekend.
What were your initial impressions on such?
Initial impressions, obviously the first thing I thought was at the very end when Luke said no one's ever really gone. My thoughts went to, okay, so what if they bring about the Jedi Council just in Force Ghost form?
Original thoughts on that were actually getting somewhat of a storyline for Snoke. Maybe he'd come back and there'd be some kind of relevance to his character.
I hated how anticlimactic his character was and his ending was, so I'm seriously hoping so. But Luke saying that in general was just like, it could encompass everything and anything.
Oh yeah.
So even the fact that Luke was talking in general, you know, he comes back most likely as a Force Ghost. I'm sure that's where all of our minds have gone.
I know he didn't.
He just kind of
force projected.
Dissipated. So, I'm sure everybody's minds were going to it was just a general statement until you hear the laugh of Emperor Palpatine.
Did you know that it was actually Ian McDiarmid doing the laugh?
I didn't at first. When I first heard it, it didn't really sound like Emperor Palpatine. I was like, oh, that could be Snoke. It could be a number of different people. And then I saw on Facebook that people who have actually were watching the celebration and stuff, he actually came out on stage. Yeah. So it was 100% confirmed that was Palpatine.
Which is really something to me. I think they gave Palpatine a run for his money already. They don't really need him back.
See,
they had all these new villains, or at least the one major villain introduced, which is not really Abrams' fault that he's gone.
Who's that? The
Snoke.
Yeah. Because I remember you mentioned that they already have Kylo. Why not run with him? Which I think he is going to be an integral part.
Well, Kylo, I don't mind. I mean, he's obviously going to be a villain at some point, but he seems to me like the secondary that they always have, the Darth Maul, the Dooku.
Yeah. Okay. See, to me, I think that Kylo is going to be the primary. I don't want to say villain in it, because to me, Last Jedi was essentially just Kylo was pulled to the light and Rey was pulled to the dark. So I'm wondering if maybe they're going to meet in the middle. It seemed as if they were close to doing that at the end. True. And maybe finally bring about the Grey Jedi in canon.
That would be something special, which you don't really need that now, as they're the only two
Force users. But you did see at the end of Last Jedi, there are still
yeah.
So there are still Force sensitive people, and I feel like those Force sensitive people are going to need guidance. With great power comes great responsibility. Thank you, Uncle Ben. So it's just kind of, they need somebody to guide them. So maybe they'll both see the errors in their predecessors' ways and be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we can meet in the middle and find balance in the Force.
Well, their predecessors were both the same. If you're taking it that way.
Well, Snoke wasn't the same as Luke.
Well, I mean, they
did both have Luke.
Yeah.
But Darth Vader had Palpatine, but Anakin also had Obi-Wan. So
True.
In the end, one represents the light side, one represents the dark. So maybe I'm discussing their primary predecessors. So you have Snoke and even influence from Darth Vader. You can see that Kylo's getting influenced by Darth Vader as well.
True.
So he's very influenced by the dark side, and then Rey's influenced by the light, and then maybe they can come meet in the middle and, like I said, find balance in the Force. So that's, in the end, that's what I've been dying to see. I was hoping to see it in the last movie, but it didn't happen. But we're kind of straying away from the trailer altogether. We're just kind of going into predictions and stuff, which I think we should do a video on predictions. Just wait till we get more information, more trailers. So, what did you think of, let's try to go a little bit more linear now. I'm trying to think of the trailer, and I think...
Well, right in the beginning, she jumps over that silencer coming in to hit her. Which, why is a spaceship coming in to hit somebody?
Yeah. Especially because most of them have blasters and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't understand that. I'm sure it's obviously taken out of context.
Well, yeah. It appears to be Kylo driving that ship as you see his gloves grip the wheel. But that's about all you see.
When you see Rey in her garb, it is very light and white, a lot different than what was shown in The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was a bit darker. But it is also a complete contrast to Luke in Return of the Jedi, because he was wearing all black, and they were kind of hinting that maybe he would turn. Like, that entire movie, that's what that was about. So maybe she is going to turn to the dark side. Then we get into Kylo. He was attacking somebody in like a black or dark gray garb.
Punching him in the stomach with the hilt of the lightsaber.
Yeah. So he had stormtroopers on his side, it seemed, but it didn't seem as though whoever he was attacking was on the good side, was a rebel or whatever.
Right. So leading again into your theory that possible gray Jedi coming through.
Yeah.
Also saw Lando piloting his ship again.
Yeah, I was happy to see Lando. So yeah, we get Lando back. That's really cool. You have Chewbacca, you have BB-8, then you have a weird looking claptrap dude, and no R2 whatsoever. You do see C-3PO in the back
a couple times.
I was gonna say, oh really? I didn't see that. I just noticed when they were kind of panning over, and he says, "No one's ever really gone." That scene is where I noticed 3PO. But yeah, you don't see any R2 anywhere. But yeah, so I don't know why R2 wouldn't be there, but he's not there.
That's only little snippets yet so far.
Yeah, that's true.
The pieces of the Death Star were interesting. Are they pieces of the Death Star or pieces of the Star Killer?
They looked a bit small. Star Killer was absolutely huge, so I don't know if they would be able to fit on.
So do you suppose that they were on Endor then?
That's what I was thinking. It could either be that Endor was leveled, like complete deforestation or something.
Well, with a bunch of pieces
or it's just also or it's just also just that it's a different terrain because it is an entire moon, and we only saw a portion of it in Return of the Jedi. We saw Kylo's helmet getting fixed, and I didn't even pick up on the fact that
it's not him fixing the helmet. It's some fuzzy hand.
Yeah. So I don't know what that is or what it could be, but Kylo gets his helmet back. So
it looked like it was being fixed, but the broken pieces looked to be fixed with red material. It didn't look like it was just hot. It looked like it was red filler.
Okay. So
which the beginning ship was red as well. So it looks like red is having a big prevalence in this movie.
So we see that Rey is in a very white garb, and then you see all this red, and you see Kylo getting his helmet back. So you definitely see that they're hinting at Kylo leaning towards the dark side and Rey towards the light. But we've seen that in Return of the Jedi as well, with Luke wearing dark, and he ends up being light. So maybe... And even Darth Vader, he was Darth Vader throughout the entire whatever you want to call it, the first trilogy, the first that was released, and then at the end he turns to the light. So maybe, just maybe, they are really just toying with us, because they seem to do that a lot, and maybe they will meet in the middle, or maybe they will be opposites. Maybe Kylo will end up being the returning to the light side, and then Rey will fall victim to the dark.
So is that what you're expecting from Rise of Skywalker?
That could very well be it. So I was going to lead into that. I was going to segue into, well, that brings us to the title. What do you take from that?
I was really not sure what that meant, even in the slightest bit. That maybe there's a secret Skywalker. Maybe it means Leia. Maybe it means that Rey is a Skywalker, because they like to do that.
Seems that most of the opinions of people have leaned towards Rey from The Force Awakens. Oh, she's probably a Skywalker. She's probably a Skywalker. The lightsaber was calling to her. So ever since the beginning, ever since The Force Awakens, I've always had just a theory in the back of my head that she is either similar to that of Anakin, she is born of the Force, or she is like an actual clone from when Luke lost his hand. Obviously, they found the lightsaber that fell when he lost his hand, but his hand could have been found as well. And obviously, clones aren't that unheard of.
True.
There's an entire war involving them.
Yeah.
Those have been my thoughts for a very long time. But it seems as though I have overlooked something because I don't really follow the comics. But apparently, from a video I watched before from the Super Carlin brothers, they mentioned that in the Darth Vader comic that they explained that Emperor Palpatine actually manipulated the Force in order for Anakin's mother to bear him.
True.
Rather than him just being born of the Force. If Palpatine is still around, maybe the same thing happened with another desert child.
Screwing with everybody.
Yeah.
Hoping for underlings.
So, the thing that I saw, the video that I saw from the Super Carlin brothers, they suggested that maybe the Skywalker is a new term rather than an actual family name. That it really just kind of... It's the Gray Jedi, but they call themselves the Skywalkers.
Oh, that could very well be.
So, like, when when Kylo and Rey come together and create, like, a neutral force, then they just call themselves the Skywalkers after Luke. And obviously, Rey follows Luke, and Kylo follows Darth Vader, Anakin. Yeah. So, they both have that middle ground of the Skywalkers. So, maybe they could just kind of call their following... The Skywalkers.
That's a very interesting theory.
I would check them out if you want some of those theories and stuff, but obviously nothing is confirmed. It is just a theory, but it's one that I thought was cool. If they call them the Skywalkers instead of Great Jedi, I think I'm going to be a bit salty.
I think it'd be alright.
Great Jedi is a terrible name. It really is. But, like, I don't know. It's just like that's what they are in my mind.
Yeah.
So, but I can see calling them Skywalkers is definitely a clever idea.
Yes. So that should about wrap up the trailer for the movie. We'll now move on to talking about the game trailer we got for Jedi The Fallen Order.
Yeah.
The Fallen Order, a new game from EA and Respawn.
Yes.
Which I've heard, surprisingly enough to me, is going to be completely single player, no multiplayer, and no microtransactions.
Yeah, so...
What has gotten into EA?
I was going to say, what has gotten into EA? I feel like the video game world is kind of turned upside down from where it has been the last couple of years. But yeah, apparently they're focusing on just the story, and it's just going to be single player. There's going to be no loot boxes, no microtransactions, and like... That's just strange. It is very strange. So, when was the last time you remember buying a game and getting that entire game?
Well, let's not go that far. I'm sure they'll make DLC.
Oh, yeah. That's true. And in reality, it was 2018 the last time I bought a game. It was God of War.
True.
But, yeah. So, it's strange that they promised that because it's not an EA type thing.
No.
I'm not going to get on my knees and like start praying to them and praising them. But... it is like good on them for doing it, but they're the ones who created such a terrible stigma around those things.
True.
So you can't like create a monster, let it destroy like half the world, and then kill the monster and be like, see, I'm a hero. Pretty sure they call that syndrome from The Incredibles.
Ooh, good.
So yeah, that was the big point that I wanted to make as well, was that the no microtransactions and stuff. So it seems that we are just getting a story-based game, and I didn't buy Battlefront. I didn't buy Battlefront 2. Had no interest in it because of the garbage that they threw into it. So I am a narrative-based video gamer that would be very interested in a Star Wars story.
It is a canonical story, so we can hope for tying into all the canon so far.
Yeah, another thing that I noticed were release dates. Christmas for the movie and November for the game. So maybe the big reveal is like nobody's ever really gone, is maybe they'll put the main character that you play in the game in the end of...
Possible.
That's a stretch, but I just figured I'd mention it because of...
It'd be nice if he made an appearance, maybe, he was a Force ghost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be cool.
So the game in general, Looks to be alright to me. Looks very story heavy.
Yeah, and it's taking place apparently immediately after the execution of Order 66.
Yes.
And
Following the events thereafter.
Yeah, so you play as a Padawan who is on the run in hiding from being executed, and you are put into a situation in which you reach in and use the force that's within you to help save a coworker, and then you get got. People find out that you're force sensitive Jedi, so they obviously try to kill you, and you're on the run from that. It seems that it goes from him being on the run to him embracing it. You see him grip the lightsaber, and then
oh, that too, yes, the broken lightsaber. The main antagonist, I found out, is already part of Star Wars canon.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
From the show Rebels.
Oh, okay. I have not seen too much of that. But
Neither have I, but I read into it a little bit. Apparently, after Order 66 and all the strained Jedi that didn't get killed during Order 66, Vader and Palpatine formed a group called the Inquisitors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is second sister that is coming after him.
Okay, so that is the main antagonist.
That's the one that you see jump onto the ship and put their hand up to the wall.
And she just kind of turns and looks at that one point in the trailer. Yeah. So, because this was just a story-based trailer, it was just a CGI trailer, there wasn't much to go off of. We don't have gameplay. We're just... What we were told is pretty much what we have. You take control of a Jedi, you become a Jedi, and you run from the Inquisitors. And from my knowledge of Order 66, I think I can already tell what's going to happen to you in the end. But maybe not. Maybe they'll throw him in
a loophole of some sort. But.
Yeah. But, yeah, so there's that. Maybe he'll live like a hermit like old Ben.
We'll have 3 hermits then.
Yeah.
Just one that was never found again.
Yeah. Maybe. You never know. Episode 9. But anyway, so yeah, we don't have too much to go off of. You get a blue lightsaber, apparently. But, as you mentioned...
broken. Either broken or maybe what I was thinking is that being a Padawan, he's completing his training to be a Jedi by making his own.
And he only
like a scrap
has
radiator hose.
Yeah,
or something.
he only has like specific parts that he can use.
Yeah.
So, my idea was that maybe when he saw the dead soldier, I didn't actually look to see if it was a stormtrooper or whatever. Or not.
I'm guessing it was a trooper of some sort.
Yeah, and it shows Palpatine saying execute Order 66, and maybe he just kind of realized what that was, found the dead Jedi, and then just kind of took a damaged lightsaber from that Jedi, and then maybe because it's pretty much you left as a Padawan. The order came about as you were a Padawan, so
learning
maybe,
on your own.
Yeah, maybe you're kind of completing your own training on your own, and then in the story you get to create your own lightsaber.
That'd be cool.
So
the only part I'm not so excited about in this is that EA has confirmed there's no stealth aspect, which this seems like a stealth-driven game to me, but apparently it's going to be more your style hack and slash type.
I absolutely hate stealth, and I absolutely love hack and slash games, so I'm all about that. I didn't know that they confirmed that, but that's pretty awesome. The only parts I didn't like of Spider-Man were the MJ and Miles stealth
think anybody liked
missions.
Them. Those aren't real stealth missions. Those are garbage.
Yeah, they are pretty garbage, but I don't like any stealth. Like playing Horizon Zero Dawn, a lot of people are like, throwing stones and like, nope, I just run up and smash them right in the face. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that to be a hack and slash style rather than a stealth mission. But like you said, it is geared around hiding from the stuff. But it seems like the point where your story picks up is where you're done hiding.
I suppose
because like you see him grip the saber and he's ready to go. He's ready to throw down. Alright, so it seems as though that is going to be it for us. I believe we talked about everything that we could talk about. We plan to revisit this topic as we get more trailers,
much so.
more gameplay, whatever, as as time goes on. So don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a video and you won't ever miss one. Make sure you like the video if you did in fact like it.
Even if you didn't, go ahead and hit the like button.
Go ahead. Just doesn't matter. Comment your opinions on Star Wars and let us know what other videos you might like us to do in the future in regards to Star Wars or anything else. So go ahead and share this with your friends if you think they would enjoy our little discussion, or if you want them involved in the discussion. Like I said, comment section. We're always down for a good conversation.
That's right.
So,
otherwise, thanks for watching.